Hey, hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show, and oh my May. The month of May is going to be, quite frankly, a simply historic month in video game history. Because not one, not two, but free AAA, big, blockbuster, highly anticipated FPS first-person shooter video games are all coming out in the same month. Battleborn, Doom, and Overwatch. All three of these games having iconic developers behind them, having fascinating, long drawn-out histories, and all appeal to a variety of different fans of first-person shooters. And I've gotta say, this upcoming month of May 2016 both super excites me and really worries me for a number of different reasons. But let's talk about what is exciting about the month of May in video gaming when it comes to the free AAA first-person shooters coming out. First up is Battleborn, coming out on May 3rd. It's a brand new IP and franchise from developer Gearbox, the guys who made and gave us the simply fantastic Borderlands games. And their new game Battleborn seems to be inspired by a lot of elements from their previous work on the Borderlands games. It's cartoony, it's colorful, it has a sense of humor, it's diverse, it's varied, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. It is advertising itself as an FPS RPG MOBA with a single-player / co-op campaign and PvP multiplayer, with 25 different playable characters at launch and more to come with DLC. You heard that right, 25 different playable characters, all of which can be leveled up and customized with unique abilities. And not even 10 days later, on May 13th, Doom is finally released. Doom 4, the Doom remake reboot, being made by the same dev company that made the original Doom, id. The new Doom looks to be an awesome combination of new school and old school gameplay mechanics. The game looks dark and gritty, over the top, bloody, gory, action-packed, fast-paced, bringing with it what made the original Dooms so great, and what makes new shooters of today so great as well. The new Doom is offering with it a long, single-player campaign, full-fledged PvP multiplayer, and unique custom game mode and map editor, Snap Map, which is both single-player, co-op, and multiplayer all in one. And finally, coming out in the later half of the month, May 24th, is the highly anticipated, talked about, Overwatch, being made by Blizzard? That's right, Blizzard Entertainment, the guys who made StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and Diablo. They're making a first-person shooter, and based on the community's response to the alphas and betas released for this game, it appears to be pretty darn good. Now, Overwatch is a team-based FPS, with the most relatable example to the game being Team Fortress 2, where different characters and classes have to work off of each other in order to defeat the enemy team and complete the objective. Overwatch is a colorful, vibrant, energetic, and interesting game, appealing to players looking for casual, crazy shooter fun, or the next tactical, team-based, hardcore FPS. Overwatch has revealed so far 21 playable characters, but there is more than likely going to be 24 playable characters, 6 for each character type, so 24 characters in total for when the final game comes out. I'm assuming there could just be 21, but based off all the information I've seen, I think it's going to be 24. What will be available in the game is full-fledged PvP multiplayer, and an offline solo mode you can play by yourself, replacing the players with bots. Now, I know immediately what a lot of you are thinking right now. Oh man, the month of May is gonna be awesome. So many great games coming out. But if you really think about it, how many people are going to be able to afford all free of those big blockbuster AAA first-person shooters? Now, I'm sure there are some of you that stored away enough money or just have enough money to get all free games that month. I'm sure quite a few of you will get the games cheap on sale from a generous online retailer. But a great deal of people are not going to be able to buy and play each one of those free big FPSs coming out in May. So while it's exciting, it's really exciting to see all these big, beautiful, fun as hell FPSs coming out, it worries me because the fact that all these different FPSs are coming out in the same month is going to divide the FPS community, and the video game community in general, because not everybody's going to be able to play or pick up each of those games launch come May. They're going to have to pick and choose and be divided, which I personally believe, in my opinion, that this will hurt the sales of each one of these games. I personally believe that these games should have released a bit farther away from one another to give more customers the chance to buy each one. Now, don't misunderstand me, I'm not saying they're not going to be able to buy these games at all just because they're coming out in the same month. I just mean buy them and play them and not be distracted by another big blockbuster FPS that came out the same month that maybe you want to play. And that's the problem here, in my opinion, that people are going to have to pick and choose what they want to play in May. And instead of each one of these FPSs gaining the max amount of attention and customers on their release day, it's going to be all over the place and divided, and maybe these games won't sell as well as they could have if they released in another month, far away from one another. I mean, think about it. Gamers who liked Borderlands and who like MOBAs are going to pick up Battleborn, while old school gamers and hardcore Doom fans, as well as fans of arena shooters, are going to pick up Doom, while fans of Blizzard games and team-based shooters a la Team Fortress 2 are going to pick up Overwatch. And all these different FPS gamers are all going to be divided in their different sub-fan bases for each shooter category. So instead of each game maximizing the amount of sales they could get from the entirety of FPS gamers in general, the FPS gamer consumer base is going to instead be split on these free games. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. People can buy and play what they want to buy and play. No one's forcing you to buy and play all three of these games. Some of these games may just not interest you. You may not be interested in the new Doom or Overwatch or Battleborn, and that's completely understandable. I am more relating to and talking about the types of gamers, or FPS gamers in this case, who want to play all free games, but can only pick one. It's a tricky situation these types of gamers and customers are being put into. So they're going to look at the price tag, they're going to look at the amount of content in the game, they're going to look at planned future content, they're going to look at the values and the qualities of the game, they're going to examine these games harder and make an informed business decision based on what game they think will give them the most bang for their buck. And I'm worried about all three of these games. I'm worried about Battleborn, Doom, and Overwatch, because I want all three of these games to do well. All three of them look like great games and look like great changes of pace from your typical Battlefield Call of Duty shooters. It feels refreshing to be getting these kinds of shooters based on other genres and preferences. So I want Battleborn, Doom, and Overwatch, all three of these games, to do well so that these publishers realize, hey, maybe we should make more games like those games. Now, what game, in my opinion, do I believe to have the advantage? Which of these free games do I think will sell better than the others? Well, immediately, I think Battleborn has a bit of a disadvantage. While there are the fans of Gearbox and the Borderlands games, CEO of Gearbox, Randy Pitchford, has earned a bad reputation, and I'm pretty sure some people may not buy Battleborn simply because of that. Also, Gearbox made Duke Nukem Forever and Aliens Colonial Marines, and that has forever stained people's trust in them, even though they made the simply awesome Borderlands games and the Brother in Arms games. Let's not forget they made those classic World War II shooters, Brothers in Arms. So even though they made Borderlands and they made Brothers in Arms, Colonial Marines and Duke Nukem have forever stained their reputation, unfortunately. So I think Battleborn has the big disadvantage in this running. However, Battleborn does look to have a lot of content which will appeal to people. It also appeals to the MOBA crowd, so that will definitely bring in some interested parties. When it comes to Doom, I think Doom has a pretty decent lead, or at least is in equal standing to Overwatch, because, well, it's Doom. There is a lot of weight and power behind the name, behind the franchise, Doom. And you know, just about every old school shooter fan is at least going to take a look at it and try Doom. Also, Doom has the added bonuses of having a long single player campaign, which is something people have been asking for a while now from games, a multiplayer more in the style of a classic arena shooter, and the almost infinite amount of player-generated content that will emerge from Doom's Snap Map. But when it comes to Overwatch, Overwatch is definitely in the running, and in some cases has a big advantage over Doom, for two main reasons. One, it's being made by Blizzard, and people really like Blizzard Entertainment. They almost always, for the most part, deliver on their games. And this is Blizzard's first-person shooter, which just has everyone fascinated and curious how it will all turn out. And Overwatch has the second and just as important bonus: a bunch of well-known YouTubers have gotten to play the game early, and just about all of them loved it. And getting a popular online personality to say something positive about your product goes a long way. But yeah, in the end, that's just my opinion, my speculation, and honestly, I hope all 3 of these games do well in the month of May. I hope they all sell well, because they all look to be great first-person shooters. And you can bet your ass I'm going to be playing all 3 of them. So here's to the month of May. Apparently the new month of FPS gaming. Who woulda knew? But anyways, that has been a video. If you liked the video in any way, shape, or form, please hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps you, helps me, helps everybody involved with the video. If you hit the like button, please leave a comment. What are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on the month of May and all these first-person shooters? Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions in the comment section below. I love reading comments. I've got nearly enough comments. Please leave a comment. And finally, I'm the Gamertron. I love video games. I love talking about video games. So that's something that interests you. Maybe consider supporting my channel by subscribing to me. Anyways, guys, this has been a video, and I will see you guys later.